that is set to pop off here on the 28th of February. It is a three-person team tournament in Oregon, formerly known as the I-5. It is the Stumptown Showdown 2026 edition. There's going to be 12 teams at it, 36 players. Let's go ahead and do some meta-analysis on it, talk through it, and see what we've got going. All right. So, at the event with the 36 players, our most played faction is going to be Old Umbry with 5. We're going to have Brine Blood Marauders with 4. We're going to have Orgoth Sea Raiders with 4. Duskhouse Callus with 4. Shadowflame Shard with 4. Necrofactorium with 3. Gravediggers with 3. Thornfall Alliance with 2. And then we've got some snowflakes in the audience with 1 Storm Knights, 1 Storm Legion, 1 Soldiers of Fortune, 1 Infernals player, 1 Shadows of Retribution, surprisingly only 1 Winter Core player, and 1 Convergence of Cirrus. In terms of player mix, this is something that I am looking at a little more extremely this year. We have primarily Oregon and Washingtonians coming in. We do have an Arizonian and a Californian, along with a couple from Mexico. So really nice regionality here, as to be expected at an event in Portland, but some good travel as well. Looking at the player breakdown, a couple of interesting bits. We've got 8 of the players between 400 and 500, 4 of the players between 500 and 600, 8 of the players between 200 and 400, with a 4 and 4 mix between 300, 400, 200, and 300, 1 between 100 and 200, and then 15 unrated players at the event. So pretty exciting to see a big batch of newer players jumping into the circuit for the event. So let's get into the teams themselves. So we've got some great names as always. Lael Was an Inside Job is the first team here. This team consists of Shadowflame Shard, Infernals, and Necrofactorium. Then we have Tacoma Honey Badgers. They are a Thornfall Alliance, Orgoth Sea Raiders, and Storm Knights. We have Vampire Bear Snakes, which is Winter Core, Shadowflame Shard, and Dusk. Then we have Turn Down for What, which is Convergence of Cirrus, and 2, count them, 2 Brine Blood Marauder players. We have Bobby and the Bastards, which is Dusk, Gravediggers, and Shadows of Retribution. Then we have Richard Missed His Friends, which features noted luminary Alex Cosma on the team, with Old Umbry, Duskhouse Callus, and Brine Blood Marauders. We have F. Mary Kill, Dorothy Blanche Rose, which is a great team name, and truly one of the puzzles of modern life. Shadowflame Shard, Orgoth, and Old Umbry. We have Secret Team of Waffle Connoisseurs. On this team, we feature Dusk, Orgoth Sea Raiders, and Soldiers of Fortune. Then we have Team Car Ramrod for a mix of Gravediggers, Old Umbry, and Necrofactorium. We have Boost to Miss with Gravediggers, Brine Bloods, and Orgoth. This is followed up by a team called Handsome Boys PDX, which has our singular Storm Legion player, Thornfall Alliance, and Shadowflame Shard. And then we round everything out with the Mark 3.5 Commission, which features Necrofactorium and then double Old Umbry. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these lists here, which is always the fun to see what folks are playing, see where everybody's on, and again, with 2 weeks till the event, it's great to have this data available ahead of time so we can do such frivolous things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to Alex Cosma's lists on Richard Misses His Friends. He is the Brine Blood player there. And he is running, unsurprisingly, a Captain Firequill mixed with a Baggity Bomb. So two casters that were much maligned previously, now very much in the sights of one Alex Cosma. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. In the Firequill list, which is called Scrap Heap, we have the Abyssal King with a Bulbous Chomperhead, a Triton, and double main gun. We've got a Reef Troll with Matey, Tankard, Harpoon, and Boarding Axe. We have a Vrogger. We've got a Booty Boss. We have double Fire Guardians. We have 4 Pig Cannon Crew, 2 Pig Dirges. We have the Lakabash Brothers. We have a Singular Marauder Crew with Bosun. We have a Pig Galley Crew. We have Shockers. And we have Spirit Shamans. So a couple of big things, big takeaways here. Pig Shockers being in the mix is unsurprising because of the glow up that they got during the January update. It is still weird for me to see these models because I was under the impression these models just didn't exist. Because they just weren't in people's list last year because they weren't good. So it's very exciting to see them being brought here. The Lakabash Brothers are ridiculous now with the glow up they received. They just are about as hardy as a unit can be. They are going to stick in a spot and stay there and be very difficult to move. The 4 Pig Cannon Crew is just pure, unadulterated joy. So much momentum in this list between Firequill himself and these 4 Pig Cannons. You're just asking some very severe questions in a world where folks are going to have some difficulty answering them. The Abyssal King, pure value with Firequill, arguably the best beast in the faction, which is likely why we're going to go ahead and see it again in the next list. So onward to Warchief Boggity Bomb. We again see the Abyssal King again with the Bulbous Chomperhead, the Triton, and the main guns. We see a Vrogger. We see double Booty Boss. We see Kruger, Wrath of Blighterghast. We see Madame Moriarty. We see a Pig Dirge. We see double Surgeons. We see a unit of Fire Spitters. Again, the Lakabash Brothers. Again, a unit of Marauder Crew with a Bosun, and then a second Marauder Crew with a Bosun, and then Spirit Shamans. Bless the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Duck and Cover. Lucky Penny, Put the Fires Out. Baggity Bomb got a pretty substantial glow up and a little bit of a side shift in what he wants to do. So again, unsurprised to see him here in the pairing. But what is very interesting is that the Abyssal King is essentially pushing out any of the other beasts outside of the Vrogger. And the Vrogger, again, the best beast in the faction because of Paralyzing Gaze and the drag work that it's able to do. The Abyssal King, just pure raw damage, best box allocation. Baggity can run it very efficiently. Kruger is a big piece of the puzzle here because Baggity Bomb just makes Kruger better now. So having him in the mix, pretty substantial. Surgeons have always kind of been part of Alex's game. He really gets a lot of mileage out of them with the Bosun crew. And again, I think we're going to be seeing more of the same. The Fire Spitters, a little bit of a glow up with everything sort of switching around a bit in the update. So I am very keen to see how these lists perform in the team environment, but I think it's a great spot to kind of start our exploration of this format. So we'll go ahead and continue on Richard's Missed Friends, or Missed His Friends. We'll jump over to the Sea Raiders lists in the composition. We have a Sabrith build and we have a Kishtar build. Kishtar is a bit of a meta darling right now. Really puts a lot of pressure on the meta in general, and particularly for factions that you're going to see, like Old Umbry. Couple of things here in the builds. Let's go through them and let's talk about why they are here. Okay, so we have Kishtar. We have a Jackal with advanced deployment, a hunting rifle, and a clawed fist. We have a Tyrant with a hunter head, a Belcher, a quad bolt thrower. Then we have 2 additional Tyrants, each with relentless charge heads, shredder, and quad bolt thrower. All right, let's talk about the battle group. Let's talk about its interaction with Kishtar itself. And then we'll get on to the rest of the list. So the battle group here is very much ranged focused with some supplemental melee damage dealing, but it really wants to shoot you and shoot you first and shoot you fast. Kishtar, again, with open fire, is adding 2 additional range to all of these guns, so the quad bolt throwers go from range 10 to range 12. Effective threat 17. They can threat a little longer if you can get the charge off on something and just kill it and then shoot, but that's not quite as reliable. The Belcher with the hunter head is an interesting bit of tech. It's a concession to Old Umbry being in the field and Morozov, and essentially going, the most important thing that I'm going to be given are these infantry. How do I take as many of the infantry out as possible and save some points? So putting the hunters there does make some sense to me. I would be more akin to put the hunters on the shred tyrants, but then they're going to be less efficient in terms of costing because they're going to be at 17 points instead of 15. Here you get 15s across the board. The advanced deploy Jackal, just a bit of value. You've got good potential there for the crit brutal on the gun. Again, adds to the ranged output of the list as a whole. And Kishtar's feat, again, giving you essentially signs of importance for a round, is huge. And the rest of this list really takes advantage of that portion of it. Again, we have a Reaver Commander. Go ahead and get rerolls. We have a Siege Tarrasque for a couple of little cheeky bits here. Gives you a good anchor solo to grab some of these flags. It's going to be very difficult to dislodge without heavy resource commitment. Gives you a drag option on the list. That'll work exceedingly well under feet. And also gives you options to just do Mortal Fear plays where your arm 19 Tyrants are now arm 21 into living. And again, there's a lot of this field that is going to be living based on the composition. We've got double Volkar Forge Masters who now hand out Eyeless Sight. So again, concealment no longer a concern, and clouds no longer a concern for Orgoth. Double Strike Reavers, each with a standard bearer. The Strike Reavers have an absolute ton of attacks, particularly if they get to charge. They have Assault. They have combined ranged attack on POW 12s, MAT 6, RAT 6, and they have Last Word. And Last Word is round, meaning you can dive in under feet with the Reavers. The Reavers take out a whole bunch of stuff. Then on the crackback, the Reavers have Signs of Importance, Last Words attacks into whatever's attempting to kill them. It really makes for a strong trap point. The Execrators are just an excellent unit in Orgoth. They stand on a point. They take a lot of damage and hand out weaken to everything that attempts to attack them. So they just do a ton of work, and then double Warwitch Coven to fuel up all of these jacks. We've got Blessing the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, defenses of all barriers, Licky Penny, and Sapper. And then this is patched up with the Sabrith list. In the Sabrith list, we see Astra Hadrak. We see a single Arknode Jackal with Mason Claw. We see a single Tyrant with a Relentless Charge, Scything Flail, and Quad Bolt Thrower. We see Kolden Lord Damian Kravnik. We see a Reaver Commander. We see a Siege Tarrasque. We see a Volkor Forge Master. We see a unit of Reaver Skirmishers. Again, the Execrators, double Orc Axers, single Orc Barrager, and a Warwitch Coven. Astra Haddock is a fun one here. You get to do some great trample plays with Perdition and Flight. The Tyrant is kind of a fun mix. I like the Quad Bolt Thrower here. You get to do some really aggressive damage bit. Damian Kravnik gives you either a second Hex Blast a turn, a additional Ghost Walk. He is just quite a bit of additional value for the 3 points. In a solo, he has Dispel on his axe. It just gives you a lot of different flex points in the unit. Sabrith's Feet, now including +2 charge for all, or +2 speed for charging on all of her infantry, means taking the additional infantry is nearly always worth it. The Siege Tarrasque, really like here. Again, you get to do all of the cheeky plays with it, and it is just a incredible value solo at 9 points. Really does a lot for the two lists. So, like what we've got going on here. And then rounding out with Ye Olde Umbri. In the Umbri portion, we have a Reznikova and a Yana Koveski. So, with Reznikova, Reznikova is definitely one of my favorite casters. We have kind of an interesting build here. We have a Feral with Alki Head and Wings. We have a Primeval with Bearhead, Ancient Staff, and Enchanted Claw. We have a second Primeval with a Stag Head, Bone Sword, and Rune Skull. We have the Starved. We have Double Animist. We have Kolden Lord Damian Kravnik. We have a single Ursine Shifted. We have Veroni. We have a unit of Liegeman Ursine. We have a unit of Liegeman Wardens with Liegeman Primalist. We have a unit of Shearlings, and we have the Hounds. Blessing the Gods, hit and run like a penny Old Faithful, and put the fires out. So we've gone battle group heavy here. We have gone with a couple of interesting tech pieces within the battle group. We have Bearhead available just to maintain no knockdown, no drag on Olesia, or on this Primeval itself. The Ancient Staff gives you the Geomancy, and the Enchanted Claw gives you a great secondary melee piece to pick certain things up. We have Rush with the Feral. Alki Head provides Guard Dog. Kind of a stock standard favorite build amongst a lot of us that enjoy the Feral. The other Primeval is a little expensive, but does give you a couple of interesting notes. The Bone Sword, excellent piece. Provides you with that little bit extra damage, base 18. On a crit, you have Amputation. The Stag Head provides you the Undergrowth Animi, which can create a patch of 5 inches of difficult ground, and ups your ability to hit by 2. So it does give you a little bit of hit fixing. It is sort of an expensive Animus at 2 points, but when needed, it is absolutely something that is sought and utilized. We have the Rune Skull. The Rune Skull provides an Arknode, also gives you a beatback gun. Kind of a fun inclusion on the second Primeval. We have the Starved. The Starved is incredible value. Again, gives you Hungering Pains, gives you Starved, which just helps negate their ability to crack back. In unison with Stranglehold, you can completely shut down an activation on a model. Has Bloodthirst and Rush, really lets you reach out and touch things. Double Animus to fuel up what is a very corpse-hungry package. You have Veroni there. You have the Wardens and the Primalists to provide the bodies. Additionally, depending on how the matchup works out, the unit of the Primalist can go and do some work prior to becoming food for the Primevals. The Liegeman Ursines, I really like Ursines with Reznikova because Reznikova has Lashing Tendrils, and giving Ursines Lashing Tendrils just ups their ability to be incredibly annoying and effective. So I really like that inclusion. The single shifted is fine. It gives you that shield guard for very necessary bits. Damian Kravnik is a fun inclusion. Gives you an additional stranglehold point, potentially an additional thistle every turn, and gives you an additional cloud if you need it. Reznikova's ability to rapid growth is very valuable in a meta where you have a lot of guns that are ignoring cover, concealment, all of these bits, but they do not ignore line of sight through forest for the most part, and that can be a huge bonus for you. Shearlings are nearly an auto-include now, but not for the reasons that you think. While the melee shield guarding can be very effective, the real reason that these are necessary is Guidance. Guidance is such a powerful spell right now in the meta that not having access to it is not an option. So the Shearlings, I think, are really an auto-include. The Hounds are just still a value piece, even at 9 points. They were 8 before. Post-update, they're 9 points. They are still some of the most efficient infantry that Old Umbra can take. So I do find it very hard not to include them in a pair, let alone not to include them in a list. So, yeah, very interesting Reznikova lists here. Blessing the Gods, Hit and Run, Old Faithful, Lucky Penny, and Put the Fires Out. This is paired up with Yana. Yana, huge glow up in the update, particularly for Old Umbra. We have an Alki head with wings on a feral. We have a Primeval again with Stag Head, Bone Sword, and Enchanted Shield. Really wants to ensure that they're able to hit with that Stag Head, and has some plans for the difficult ground that they're able to produce. Again, the Starved, again, one of our best beasts, period. The Starved is really good. He has been out of my list the last little bit, but that is because I'm doing some experimentation. But I think the Starved is still an excellent war beast. Still a great character. We have a single Animist. We have Jizana Aga, the Dark Sister. We have a Liegeman Ursine Champion. Double Ursine Shifted, a Veroni. We have Chosen of the Witch, a unit of Liegeman Ursines, a unit of Liegeman Wardens with Liegeman Primalist, and we have the Hounds again. Blessing the Gods, For the Motherland, Hit and Run, Lucky Penny, Old Faithful. I am not the biggest fan of For the Motherland. However, with the infantry mix that you have here, with 3 very high value units, 2 of which are difficult to connect with because they're base 14 defense in the Chosen of the Witch and the Hounds, I can see the argument for the card. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but I can see the logic behind it. Jizana Aga being here to provide blind at range, as well as bodies start to drop, she can absorb their corpses, and then she provides essentially star-crossed, but that's always on and not having to be cast or unable to be dispelled. The Liegeman Ursine Champion, I am a huge fan of having with Yana. Yana cranks that up with Furious Strength. Furious Strength and Stir the Blood together just let you do incredible amounts of damage. You mix this with Charge of the Stag. You can get the Wardens and Primalists with all of those buffs up to a 17 on the charge for five or six attacks, and it's really devastating when you're able to execute that game plan on the whole. Again, the Hounds and the Chosen work very well together. Having Shoshana here with the Star Cross means they're going to be that much harder to hit. Again, single unit of Ursine lets you get that unit up to some incredible height with Fury Strength and Stir the Blood from the champion, and Fury Strength from Yana. Both very solid lists. So Richard misses his friends, has some very good potential to do some damage in this tournament. Not just because of the players that are present, but because of the list that they're bringing and crafting. Let's jump over to the Vampire, Snakes, and Bears, our singular Winter Corps player for the event. Winter Corps is running a mix of Tatiana Sikora and Ekaterina Baranova. In the Sikora list, we have a Dire Wolf with a Shield Guard head, Long Axe, and Flame Fist, the 9-point Meatball. We have a triple Great Bear build afterwards. First Great Bear has Magic Ward, Battle Mace, and Blasting Fist. Then we have 2 additional Great Bears with aggressive heads, Battle Mace, and Blasting Fists. We have double Battle Mechanic to go ahead and get these up to Speed 6. Speed 7 on the Dire Wolf if you need it. We have Colden Lord Damian Krovnik. We have Kruger, Wrath of Blightergast. We have a Winter Corps officer. We have a unit of Arcanist. We have 2 units of Man-O-War Wrecking Crew and 2 units of Shock Trooper Pikemen. Blessing the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Duck and Cover, Old Faithful, and Put the Fires Out. Really interesting Sikora mix here. I love the very aggressive battle group, pun intended. But again, having a bunch of 12 to 11 point Great Bears, you've got a lot to have to get through. You're able to speed those up very efficiently. They're going to be excellent positive charge beacons. They're going to be difficult to remove. You've got Kruger, who's going to do horrible things to people, because Kruger is very good in the meta in which we find ourselves. Even with his changes post-update, still I think a very viable and valued piece. Winter Corps officer to Desperate Pace the Shock Troopers, and then you have the Wrecking Crew being sped up by Sikora herself, and are just going to be a huge closing element. Shock Trooper Pikemen taking advantage of the flank, taking advantage of the Desperate Pace here, and taking advantage of positive charge. You're going to go ahead and get these things into spots where they are just going to remove the world. Yeah, this is a lot of fun on the Sikora list. This is backed up by an Ekaterina Baranova list. Baranova going from Control 14 to 16, obviously huge. We've talked a lot about how Baranova has been working in the meta currently, or more specifically, has not been working in the meta currently. I think this build works to try to address some of those ills that she's had. I like a lot of what they're attempting to do here. So we have a Great Bear with a Mage Ward head, a Deep Freezer, and a Blasting Fist. Then we have a Mastodon with Fire Support head, double mounted Deep Freezers, Chain Axe, and Dozer Fist. We have Kruger. We have Volkova to go ahead and provide guidance. Potentially an additional ancillary shot. We have a Winter Corps officer. We have double Arcanist. We have 2 units of Shock Trooper Gunners, 1 unit of Shock Trooper Pikemen. We have the Hounds. And we have a Winter Core Sniper with Hunting Dogs. Blessing the Gods deck can cover Old Faithful, Put the Fires Out, and Sapper. So we put a lot of eggs into the Mastodon basket. Baronova definitely runs a great Mastodon. I like the Great Bear here, particularly the Mage Ward Head. I think there's more value in that than folks are going to let on, particularly for the infantry and caster blanket that we have here. Because you can Banishing Ward the Mastodon, you can body block Katarina with the other elements in the list. And then the Mage Ward Head helps support the rest of the list being just a little bit more protected from magic. Again, Khador defenses don't make this an amazing head, but I can see the logic here. The main thing I like is the 3 deep freezer shots a turn, 3 to 4 deep freezer shots a turn between the Great Bear and the Mastodon. That has some potential to really be strong, provided you start critting. And Baronova, again, assisting with those crits because of her main spell. You're able to help protect the Mastodon with the feet. The Shock Trooper Gunners with her also just value town. I do like the single unit of pikemen. I love the hounds here. A lot of fun going on in these lists. Continuing on, we'll go ahead and look at the Shadowflame Shard list in Vampires, Bears, and Snakes. We have a mix of Lilith and Valix, so 2 meta darlings back at it. Everybody's favorite new casters that were introduced last year that have gotten their glow-ups and are now really becoming staples of the Shadowflame Shard metagame. We have Lilith with Aklys, we have a Hydrix with Diviner Head, Flame Sprayer, and a Venom Spitter. We have a Spineback, we have a Wyvern, we have a Belagul, Master of Pain, we have Pythia, we have a Shadowmancer Scion, we have a single spinner, we have a unit of Incarnate Knights, we have a unit of Quickfang Stalkers with a Quickfang Master, we have a unit of Quickfang Wind Strikers with a Quickfang Master, we have the Shades, and we have some Wormspine Shadowmancers. So some fun bits here in the build. Lilith with Aklys is a mix that I really like. Aklys provides you with some damage update as well as the ability to Cloud Wall, at least partially. You've got some additional Cloud Wall pieces with a spinner here. Spinner also is going to allow you to replenish a knight a turn if you need to. You have Silence of Death with Lilith, which allows your infantry to be kind of in an interesting place. The Hydrix is very interesting. You have the Diviner Head. Excellent Head gives future sight to the list. Has true sight because of it. You have the Flame Sprayer and the Venom Spitter. So you get the best of both worlds on the ranged attacks. You don't get elemental locked out because you have both types. You still have a little bit of a weakness into Khador Winter Core, but that's just kind of built into this faction from a shooting perspective. The Spineback, of course, giving you Swift Hunter to do some cheeky bits. The Wyvern is your real power piece here in the list combined with Lilith. Wyvern's going to be trying to do a lot for you from a battle group perspective. Pythia giving you a Dispel bot, giving you a free upkeep can be very nice here. But also just being able to hand out an additional Deadeye a turn, or being able to arc Silence of Death in this list, pretty important. The fun part about the infantry mix here is everything but the Incarnate Knights are stealth. So you have a stealth skew built into your infantry. You can ambush the bulk of them. You have advanced deployment on the bulk of the infantry as well, so you can really determine where it goes once you've seen what the opponent is laying down, and that is a huge advantage in this packet. to really be able to curate the matchups this is going into. The Quick Fang Masters, with their glow up getting pistol, really ups their proficiency. The Wind Strikers with Puncture now, excellent list, excellent inclusion, and potential hit fixing. And the Shades in a meta with so many characters really do quite a bit. And I'm very excited to have them in the mix. And of course, you can't not take the Shadowmancer, the Wormspine Shadowmancers. Three guidance bots a turn, worth their weight in gold. Plus, they can help with the Fury management on a Fury 6 caster. Fairly important. The Shadowmaster Scion, again, providing the reroll. Lilith's personal output has been up so much now that she's Rate of Fire 3. Yeah, just a phenomenal caster. All right, on to Valix. Valix build is pretty fun here. We have a Valix with a Hydrix, Diviner Head, Horn Piercer, Flame Sprayer, and Blade Back. We have Skilla. We have a Vipex with Asped, Hunter's Mark, and Impalers. And then we have another Vipex with Viper Head, Bladed Gale, and Impalers. So from a battle group perspective, we're really trying to accentuate the great crits in the faction in the battle group. So we have 2 instances of Paralyze available with the Impalers on the Vipexes. We have double Horn Piercer, meaning if Skilla or that Hydrix is in melee on feet turn, or is able to get to melee on feet turn, you have Arm 16 armor piercing occurring. You are murdering the world. You are able to murder so much with that, and it just means that the opponent cannot commit to areas efficiently. Like the battle group mix here, I love the fact that the most expensive beast is Skilla, and that is 16 points. Everything else is 12. You really have some efficiently built power here that Valix ups simply by his feet, the threat of his feet, and his own personal output and threat. You've got Belagol, Master of Pain, again to aid with some of the damage. You've got Pythia, you've got a Wraithwing Paragon, you have a unit of Incarnate Knights, you have double Wind Strikers. The double Wind Strikers is a lot of fun because, again, on feet, because of the auto crit, these guys are 10 instances of potential Shadowbind provided that they hit, plus D3 damage on everything that they hit. Incarnate Knights, again, some of the most efficient infantry in the faction in terms of staying put. With auto knockdown on the feet, you've got the Shades. Again, the Shades are just really high value in Shadowflame Shard. And again, the Wormspine Shadowmancers, Blessing the Gods, Hit and Run, Lucky Penny, Put the Fires Out, and Sapper. And again, we have all stealth infantry except for the Incarnate Knight with Valix. So some fun things here on the Shadowflame Shard side of the road. Landing it off with the Vampires portion of the team, we have Duskhouse Callus. On the Duskhouse Callus side, we have a Helith build and we have a Seraphel build. On the Helith side of things, we have a Phantasm, Force Vault, Desolator. Right hand is taking the Force Generator, left hand is taking the Revivifier. We have a Selena Rithel, we have a Kruger, we have Lenissa Rizal with Banky and Sasha. We have a Mage Hunter Commander, we have a Void Shaper, we have a unit of Dreadguard Cavalry, a unit of Dreadguard Slayers, unit of Seeker Adepts, a unit of Soulless Guardians, and we have the Last Watch. Blessing the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Duck and Cover, Lucky Penny, and Put the Fires Out. A lot going on in this Helith build. The Phantasm really effective with Helith. Very scary. Again, you have the Lenissa Rizal package, which just fixes so much for the faction. It's a very efficient package at 18 points. It's very difficult to interact with in a very profitable way. Um, Helith runs a great Kruger, always has, and again, I think Kruger has a lot of value in a meta where Old Umbry is going to be very present. He's a very scary piece for Old Umbry. Mage Hunter Commander, again, staple of the people. You have a Void Shaper to provide some reroll certainty for the Phantasm, provide some repair, and potentially provide an ancillary shot. You've got a Dreadguard, unit of Dreadguard Slayers, which just make great shield guards because of the Vengeance, which is one of the reasons the Mage Hunter Commander is here. You've got the Dreadguard Cav, which Helith runs probably the most efficiently of all of them. The Last Watch are just an absolute beating. This is a unit that you're going to see more and more of, and you should. They're just really strong. Seraphel. Seraphel is one of my votes for the strongest caster in the Dusk faction. I think that there are so many things that you can do with this caster, and that her potential is very much still in the discovery phase as people get used to how she's playing this go around. We have an Eidolon with Arcane Stasis, a Dawnblade, Force Shield, and Vortex Cannon. We have a Ghast with an Arc Node, Heavy Blade Fist, Light Blade Fist, and then we have our Phantasm. A nice cheap Phantasm with a Focus Vault, a Desolator, and a Force Generator on left and right side. The Seraphel Phantasm, again, absolutely terrifying because of the high likelihood of crit, because of her special ability that is just on for her battle group. And having the crit decap on both of the main weapons of the Phantasm just gets very scary very quickly. You add this in with her ability that she has a spray that also has that and a higher instance of crit. It's a very scary prospect. Again, we have Linus Russell with Banky and Sasha to make things hit a lot smoother, be very difficult to interact with. We've got a Void Shaper, we've got Dreadguard Cavalry, we've got 2 units of Seeker Adepts to go ahead and fuel up all of these wonderful Eidolons and Ghasts and Phantasms. You have a Soulless Guardian to go ahead and be your shield guards to help preserve the army as it advances. And you have the Last Watch because they're the best infantry in the faction, so why would you not play them? Blessing the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Defense is Old Faithful, but the fire's out. Really cool Dusk construction here. Again, Vampires, Bears, and Snakes have a pretty fun composition that is going to be very difficult to play into. We'll highlight a couple more teams here, walk through it. We're going to go to the double Old Umbry team, which is the Mark 3.5 commission. They feature Necrofactorium and they feature double Umbry. So on the Necrofactorium side of the house, we have Wraithbane Nicane, and this is paired up with Necrosurgeon Sepsera. So Nicane Sepsera is really the pairing that I think is the strongest right now in Crix. I think both of these casters do a lot of really strong things into the meta. They complement each other fairly well, and I think you can get pretty creative with some of the Nicane builds. So in this Nicane build, we see a Deathjack. We see double Raptor with Doom Spitters and Arc Nodes. The Doom Spitter Arc Node combo on a Raptor is very frightening, very efficient, and does quite a bit for 6 points. We have Aculon Thymestra, because those two are absolutely insufferable together. We have 4 Machine Wraith Dominators. So we have 4 Incorporeal Solos that are going to benefit from Nicane's passive that I really like here. Again, having just an efficient solo that you can go out and have sit on a flag in this packet is pretty annoying and substantial. So I like the concept here of just going very heavy into the incorporeal skew. We have a Magnus and Invictus in this list, so we've got double 80s presenting a very strong battle group portion that can operate very independently between Deathjack and Magnus and Invictus. We have a Xiphus, we have double Night Terrors and double Furies. So we have gone very heavy on the incorporeal skew, and then we back it up with essentially a 4 battle group piece that gives you some pretty efficient Urk nodes with the Raptors, and then it's backed by these 2 melee powerhouses in Deathjack and Magnus and Invictus. Defenses, Lucky Penny, Old Faithful, put the fires out, and Sapper. Defenses are Barrier, Barrier, Barrier. The Nicane list is very, very interesting. As we said, again, you've got a lot of things that put pressure on the opponents to have to be able to deal with them. And then you pair it up with a paradigm that is completely opposite and is difficult to interact with profitably. This is Necrosurgeon Sepsira with a Hellraker. Hellraker has a heavy Venom Blaster, a barbed net on the right, and a Void Plate on the left. 27-point Hellraker with quite a bit of utility. The Hellraker and Sepsira are kind of made for each other in the current meta. Provides a big base that can be a big blocker for Sepsira to be able to be advanced up the board in a profitable manner. It is hard to shut down completely in this configuration because of the heavy Venom Blaster. You've got the singular Void Plate and you've got the barbed net. So you've got quite a bit that it does in a variety of situations. So I like the Hellraker quite a bit here. We have a single 5-point Raptor with a Death Ripper and Arc Node. We have Accolon Thymestra. We have Mulgrith. We have double Necro Harvester, which is really cute, and I like that. We have Xiphus again. We have a Scarlock Lieutenant. We have a unit of Mechanothrall Brutes. Then we have 3 units of Mechanothrall Swarm. We are just going to Crix harder. We've got a single unit of Necrosurgeon Initiates, and we have the Furies. So the list is going to get up the table. It is going to force the issue with 3 Mechanothrall Swarms. We have the Mechanothrall Brutes as a part of the counter charge. We've got double Necro Harvester to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that you are killing the Mechanothrall Swarm on the advance. And then the Necro Harvesters are going to be very difficult to remove. You've got the Furies because, of course, you have the Furies. You can't make a list in Crix without the Furies. You've got Mulgrith to go ahead and provide Entropic Force. So you've got a lot of great tools in this list. Blessing of the Gods, Lucky Penny, Old Faithful, put the fires out, and Sapper. Alright, this is paired up with double Old Umbry. So our first set of Old Umbry are running Bodan Lesnoy and Aslanov. So the rumors of Aslanov's demise, I think, are greatly exaggerated. He is still a fairly viable caster in the meta. He is not what he once was, but he is still very good. And I am not surprised to see him in this particular pairing. I think Bodan and him do pair very well collectively, but let's get into what we have running here. So we've got Lesnoy. Lesnoy is running a pair of Primevals, each with a Bearhead, Ancient Staff, and Enchanted Claws. We have an Animist, we have an Ursine Champion, we've got a Lord of the Hunt, we've got double Ursine Shifted, we have Aroni, we have a Witchmark Totem, we have Chosen of the Witch, we have unit of Liegeman Hunters, double unit of Liegeman Ursines, and we have the Hounds. So we've got a lot of value packages here. Blessing the Gods defense is hit and run, the Lucky Penny, and put the fires out. Triple barrier. So double Ancient Staff with Lesnoy is very interesting. You get to do a couple of things. One, you get access to some cheeky befuddles. The main thing that is here, though, is his rock spell. Being able to throw boulders at folks with ignoring of cover and concealment and blast is pretty huge right now into this meta. So I applaud this style of build. Insight is still absolutely king in terms of your hit fixing, damage fixing. It lets you do so much to annoy your opponents. The double Ursine champion, or the double Liegeman Ursines, really strong with Lesnoy. Again, they love having access to all of the buffs that Lesnoy is bringing to them. Lord of the Hunt, again, incredible piece. Under Lesnoy, even better. We got a Witchmark Totem for an additional -1 to armor, just upping the damage list as a whole. Then in the Aslanov build, we see a Feral with an Alki head and wings. We see a Primeval with a bear head, bone sword, and enchanted shield, and we see the Starved. So fairly typical Aslanov battle group. We've got the Starved in there, we've got a shielded Primeval, and we have an Alki head. The Primeval giving you the Bear Animist. Really strong on Aslanov. Again, Earth's Blessing really just helps secure him to the ground and prevents issues for him. Rush Feral is a Rush Feral. We've got an Animist, we've got Jizana Aga, we have an Ursine Champion, we have a Chosen of the Witch, we have double Liegeman Ursines again, so very heavy on the bears in this build. We've got a unit of Liegeman Wardens with a Primalist and a unit of Liegeman Wardens, and we have Shearlings. So, couple of interesting bits is we do have an Animist for the healing portion of things and the divine inspiration portion of things. We do not have a Verone, which means we are not getting corpses onto the Starved or the Primeval without them actively attacking things. We have Jizana Aga to suck up corpses as things die. So it will be interesting to see that this list is mostly just going to try and brick up, roll forward. You've got Jizana Aga, which you're going to be filling up with the Animist and the singular Warden unit that doesn't have a Primalist on it. To go ahead and then unleash upon the opponent. I think Aslanov is going to find a real spot in the meta over time. I'm down on him early as the meta is kind of evolving. I do think he is still going to be quite a force and quite a factor, particularly in team games where you can better curate the matchups. All right, on to the other half of Old Umbri. Our second Old Umbri player on this team is running Yana, and they are running Morozov. So on the Yana side of the house, we have a Strix, we have the Starved, we have an Animist, we have Colden Lord Damian Krovnik, we have double Ursine Champion, single Ursine Shifted, Chosen of the Witch, double Liegeman Ursines, we have double Liegeman Wardens with Primalists, and we have Shearlings. So this is about as melee and metal as it gets for a Yana list. Blessing of the Gods defenses, Lucky Penny, the Fires Out and Sapper, and defenses are triple barrier. So we're not even pretending that guns exist. We have a single Ursine Shifted to go ahead and say if we have one gunshot that really matters, we'll go ahead and shift something out. But otherwise, we're just going to try to drown you with bodies. Drowned you in Stir the Blood and Fury Strength, and that is really what we are built to do and go for. Conferred Rage, Strix, and Starved are quite a fun place to be for Yana. They put a lot of pressure on the opponent. Giving Lightning Strike to Yana, always fun. Also fun is just the sheer volume of attacks that this list is capable of generating. You've got the double champions as well, which is natively upping the hitting potential of all of these Ursine units by 1, thanks to Veteran Leader. Just a lot to love here. And then we have Kazmir. On the Kazmir side of Morozov, we've got a Primeval with Barehead, Bone Sword, and Enchanted Shield. We have the Strix and the Starved. We have an Animist. We have Javanna Aga, which is the Dark Sister. Then we get very heavy into the shifted meta. We have double Lupine Apex, triple Lupine shifted, a double Ursine Apex, single Ursine shifted. We have Veroni, we have Liegeman Hunters, unit of Liegeman Hunters, and then 2 units of Liegeman Wardens. We have no Primalists in this list, so we are not even pretending to cast Fog of War. We've got Blessing the Gods defenses, Lucky Penny, Put the Fires Out, and Sapper. So we are very heavy to the Wolf shifted. So what we want to do is effectively get our Arm 14 or our Def 14 on the table, get them by Javanna Aga, and do a couple things for them. One, provide them that beautiful signs of importance, but also have them live deliciously so that they are able to charge significantly further than they would otherwise because of the Bloodlust. You've got Veroni and the Animus to fill up the cup for the Primeval and the Starved. And do all of those fun bits as well. Alright, we are going to go over one more of these teams, and it is because their composition is intriguing to me. And that is our friends at Turn Down for What? We have Convergence of Cirrus and double Brine Bloods. So in the Convergence of Cirrus side, Convergence of Cirrus getting some major glow up this iteration. We have Configurator Orin, we have Corollary, we've got triple Modulator, we've got a Prime Conflux, triple Tessellator, we have Ionization Servitors, some Reflex Servitors, and some Defect Directive. Breakthrough, Lucky Penny, Old Faithful, Put the Fires Out, and then we have Archimonde or Aurora with a Corollary, a Monitor, a Prime Axiom, a Frustrum Locus, a Perfected Hypatia, unit of Reflex Servitors, 3 units of Clockwork Angels, 3 units of Negation Angels, each with a Transverse Emulator, and then we have an Octifex Directive, Blessing the Gods, Lucky Penny, Old Faithful, Put the Fires Out, and Sapper. Alright, shifting over to our first Brine Blood Marauders of the pairing. We have an Admiral Boomhowler paired up with Shadowtongue. On the Boomhowler side of the house, again, we see an Abyssal King with a Lurehead, Triton figurehead, and double Powder Cask. We have a Deepborn Dire Troll with Cantankerous, Minnow, Narwhal, Spear, Gauntlet, and a Shark Skull Gauntlet. We have a Reef Troll with a Matey, a Grogcast, Cutlass, and Ship's Wheel. Double Booty Bosses, we have Kruger. We've got double Pick Dirges. We've got Lakabash Brothers. We've got 2 units of Marauder Crew, each with a Quartermaster. We have a unit of Pig Boarding Party with a Coxswain. And we have Spirit Shamans, Blessing the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Stuck in Cover, Lucky Penny, Old Faithful. The Powder Casks here are very interesting. You don't see those quite as often. But I do like them in the mix. I also like the fact that we are running a very cheap Fury Dire Troll that is just leaning into the armor portion of the build. Again, we see Kruger. which again I think is just a testament to what he's bringing to the Brian Bloods faction now. We've got Captain Shadowtongue. Shadowtongue is running a Dire Troll, Cantankerous, Lunkerhead, Hammerhead, and Crabnet. Double Vrogger, we've got Double Booty Boss, Stormjaw. We've got again Kruger, Double Pig Dirges, Lakabash Brothers, again Double Quartermaster Marauder Crew. We've got 2 units this time of Pig Boarding Party, each with a Coxswain and a Spirit Shaman. Blessing the Gods, defenses, Duck and Cover, Lucky Penny, and Sapper. And then rounding it out for the event, as we spot lists here, we have got Brian Blood Marauders, again, second helping, this time with Fire Quill paired up with Ragemonger. So Ragemonger comes off the shelf for this event. We've got a Fire Quill with an Abyssal King, Electro Lurehead, Triton, and Double Main Gun. We've got a Deepborn Dire Troll with a Bellower Head, Minnow, Hammerhead, and Crabnet. We've got a Vrogger. We've got Madame Moriarty. We've got Magabaza. We've got a Battle Brig. We've got a Pig Dirge. We've got double Marauder Crew with Quartermasters. We've got a Pig Boarding Party, and we have Spirit Shamans. This is backed up with a Ragemonger grouping of Deepborn Dire Troll, Dwellerhead, Lunker, Hammerhead, Crabnet. We have a Great Old One sighting, so the goo is out. We've got a Reef Troll with a Gunner, L-Tanker, Ship's Gun, and Boarding Party. We've got a Vrogger, Double Booty Boss. We've got Stormjaw. We've got Magabaza. Again, we have a Battle Brig. Again, we have a Pig Dirge. We've got Sully sighting. We've got a Marauder Crew with a Quartermaster. We've got a Marauder Crew with a Bosun. And we have a unit of Spirit Shamans. Blessing the Gods, Careful Reconnaissance, Lucky Penny, Put the Fires Out, and Sapper. So we're kind of all over the place with this Ragemonger list. I do like goo in it quite a bit. I like the 1-in-1 on the Marauder Crews here. I'm not sold on not having Lakabash in this list. Because I think you want him in one side of the pairing, but we just aren't seeing it. But we do have a Sully there, so that is something. All right, well, good luck to everybody at this event. It was fun to go through some of these lists, fun to go through the overall meta bet breakdown. Wish everybody luck and have a wonderful event on the 28th. We will be back again with some breakdown of round 1 of the Null when that concludes a little bit later this week. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you later.